You can't wear it around your ear. This is not effective. You can't wear it under your chin. Also not effective. And I would argue having it under your nose is probably half effective as having it actually over your nose. The No Fate channel, checking in. And today we are going to be talking about face masks, face shields, neck gaiters, face coverings, whatever you want to call them. We're going to go through the least effective to the most effective, and we're going to talk about comfort, what makes sense, both common sense and what the CDC says on today's video. If this is your first time to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below. On this series, on this channel, I'm just dedicated to helping you be great parents to your kids and still accomplish your own personal goals. And there is so much misinformation out there and so much baloney out there that I thought, hey, I want to go through what I've been using for neck gaiters and my personal perception of what's the most effective and the least effective to help you decide what's right for you and your kids. Because nowadays, you can't just send your kids out to school. They have to have masks as well. And there's a lot of false marketing. There's a lot of counter information. And frankly, the CDC has lied to us multiple times. And that's not just fake news. When the Rona first started out, the CDC said, no, you don't need any face coverings. Reason being, they didn't want people to buy up the face masks that were needed in the hospitals, okay? Rather than just be honest with us, they lied to us, and then again, 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, pulled it back. Now everyone has to wear face coverings. So one of the big articles that came out originally and was grabbed by the media and exploited said that it was better to wear no mask at all than these flimsy neck gaiters. And the argument that they put in the article, I know many of you, especially in the media, didn't read it, was that these neck gaiters are so thin that when you sneeze or cough or even talk, the projectiles of your mouth, your germs, are actually spread out over a wider distance. And the people who wrote that article ended up backtracking because the media really ran with it unnecessarily and took some of their words out of context and said that it is better to, at the very least, have some type of covering rather than no covering at all. So I want to go through no covering at all the way up. So let's talk common sense. If someone's standing right in front of you and they were about to sneeze, would you rather them have nothing on their mouth, nothing, or would you rather them having this flimsy neck gaiter? You'd rather have them wearing this flimsy neck gaiter than sneeze right in your face. It's the same reason when your dentist gets in your face, they've got a mask on as well. So let's quickly talk about these neck gaiters, why I happen to like these neck gaiters and why they're not all the same. So this is a super stretchy neck gaiter, and this is probably the worst of the worst in terms of actual protection. Reason being is the CDC has come out and research has shown that you want to have as tightly knit of a material as possible, dense, tightly knit cotton is probably one of the better fabrics. And this is like some stretchy spandex thing, right? So when you put it over your face, you know, you can see very little protection, very little resistance to the air. And the reason we wear these masks is large partly, I would say 99% of the reason you're wearing this mask is to prevent spreading stuff to others. And that's what you want to do. You want to be an American. You want to be all about guns, guts, and glory. And it's all about not giving what you have to other people. So 99% of this is to not give it to other people. And then there is some argument that wearing a mask will help you prevent intaking any type of nasty diseases or viruses and reduce viral load. The idea is, and we've all been there, that there's different types of colds, right? Sometimes you get a cold and you get it for like a day or two and you're on your way. And then there's sometimes you get a cold and you're laid up for like a week or two. And a lot of that has to do with viral load, right? The idea is less viral load allows your body to fight it off a lot better. Think about a vaccine. You get the flu shot, it gives you the flu, but it's such a small amount, you're not going to get sick from it. You might just have like a small fever for a day. So here we go. So this is the super stretchy kind. Now, one of the nice things about this is it's convenient and it's not really that useful. One of the things that I do when I wear this is I double it up, okay? And that's another thing the CDC has shown is that multiple layers are better than one single layer because it just adds better protection. So with these stretchy ones, I double them up, wrap it over my head, and I am on my way. The nice thing about these things is that they're convenient. And the other nice thing is that they cover your whole face. So there's no question of, do I have it over my nose? Do I have it over my mouth? Covers your whole face. You can have the best mask in the world, but if it's around your chin, it's not doing squat. Now, a step up from that is these SA fishing neck gaiters. And the reason I say they're a step up is because they're a little bit more tightly knit, okay? So it's not like a spandex, it's more of like a cloth, cotton type polyester material. So it's more tightly knit. Same goes. One layer is going to be better than one layer of this. Doubling it up, and I'm just doing this quickly, so bear with me. Doubling it up, okay, is going to be better than 2 layers of this. Now you can actually go a step further if you are a fan of these neck gaiters. And the reason I like these neck gaiters is, again, convenience. It's all about convenience, and I use these when I'm running into a store, getting on with my shopping and running out. I like to use these because they're convenient, and again, they cover the whole face. If you really want to add another layer of protection, you can do this. You can get a paper towel, fold it up in any sort of fashion that's going to best suit you, put it between those layers, and now you have a third layer on your neck gaiter. Okay, the only thing with this is it's not something you're probably going to want to use every day because it might slide out as you take your neck gaiter on or off. So that's another thing you can do. Another thing you can do if you want to use these neck gaiters, but you want to have as much protection as you can, but still have the convenience of a neck gaiter, is to get a filter. And we're going to go into these filters a bit more in depth later, but you can get a filter. And again, instead of using a paper towel, you can use this filter, which looks super thin and flimsy. And we're going to actually cut one of these apart to show you what's inside in a second. The third thing you can do is you can get a fleece neck gaiter. Now, it's getting cold out here in New England, and so I actually picked up these SA Fishing fleece neck gaiters, both for a face mask version, but the reality is I just wanted to see how they were and to have something to keep my head warm, because I've been using these things just to keep me warm around the house. So, works just like a regular neck gaiter face mask. You throw it over your face, and you're on your way. One of the nice things about this, you cannot double it up, but it's got that fleece liner that is an extra layer of thickness. I would probably put this at the equivalent of, 2 layers of this, okay? So these are probably 1 layer of this, because it has the fleece, is probably the equivalent or slightly better than 2 layers of this. And now we're splitting hairs, but if you are, again, a person that works outside, you need to have something over your face from time to time when dealing with a customer or going into a store. These are great alternatives because it keeps you warm, and boom, you just pop it over your face, and your whole face is protected and covered. And it's not one of those, I've got a mask on, but it's around my chin or it's underneath my, I don't know why people wear it underneath their nose. I guess I don't understand that either. Again, people who don't wear it correctly or who are touching it too often are doing themselves a disservice and doing others a disservice, because the idea is, especially when it comes to germs, take it from a hypochondriac. You want to avoid your T-zone. Your T-zone is your eyes, your nose, and your mouth. You don't want to be putting your hands anywhere near this. I just washed my hands, so don't worry about that. So let's talk about the third one, and that is a mask, a layered mask. Now this is a cotton mask with 3 layers. What's nice about this is more, at least for me personally, is something you're going to wear every day. If you're going to wear a mask all day long, you want something that's comfortable, that's not going to slide up or slide down, and this is that type of mask. You put it on over the ears, you don't really notice it. This one's nice because you can adjust where it is on the ears. And it stinks to wear a mask, but hey, listen, toughen up, buttercup. Sometimes you have to just wear the mask. Now this is 3 layers, and this is going to be better overall than the SA Fishing neck gaiter, assuming you wear it correctly. What does that mean? You can't wear it around your ear. This is not effective. You can't wear it under your chin. Also not effective. And I would argue having it under your nose is probably half effective as having it actually over your nose. Now, what's nice about these, and the ones that I picked up here, is that it has a pocket for a filter. Now you can do what I already talked about and just get yourself a paper towel, and this is going to act like a filter, or you can buy yourself a filter, and I'll link these in below. Almost all these filters are the same, or they're made in the same factory overseas. You know what I'm talking about, but they do the job, and you can see you slide them in. I'm going to show you how I slide them in a second, but they don't do full coverage, but they do probably 99% of where your mouth and nose is going to be covered. So there's a little pocket here. You fold these up like so, slide them into the pocket, and now you've got, 3 layers of fabric, and then you've got that 5-layer filter in there that's going to cover you up. And hopefully that's probably going to give you as much protection as you could possibly need without actually going into surgery and doing a hospital type of job. So let's talk about those filters. These filters look super thin and super cheesy, chintzy, not useful at all, but they do have a number of layers. I've cut this one in half, and hopefully you can see. You've got you've got cotton fabric on the outside, and on the inside you've got 3 layers. So this is actually 5 layers total. You got those 2 outside layers. You've got a carbon filter layer on the inside. Hopefully you can see that. So as filters go, this is actually pretty useful. All right, so this actually is layered, and the CDC has come out and stated more layers is better. The tighter the knitting on the layers, the better off you are, both in terms of not giving your stuff to other people and then reducing your viral load. And these are very, very convenient and cost effective. How long do they last, or how long should you use them? I would say it depends. Now, my wife, when she goes out, she's out for the whole day and she'll wear it the whole day. Okay, so I would say for her, probably 2 days max on one of these filters before you take it out, throw it in the trash. For me, I just go out and do errands. So I'm only going to be wearing these masks for short periods of time. So this filter is probably going to last me a whole week before I decide to just toss it. Reason being, again, it's not actually out. I'm not breathing in and out of it a ton. It's not getting exposed at all. It's just sitting in the mask half the time in my car doing nothing. Now let's talk about the most effective masks, the N95 masks. Okay, these are considered to be the most effective masks available. Okay, they're hard to come by, they're more expensive, and who should be using these masks? I mean, the extreme elderly, the people who are in high-risk scenarios on a regular basis, doctors, nurses, that kind of stuff. Do you need N95 mask? I mean, many specialists would say no, it's not necessary, depending on your risk level and your exposure level. You have to decide for yourself if you're high risk, if you're going to be high exposure as well. How long do these last? And again, I think it's all going to depend on how you use them. If you're in a hospital type environment, probably 1 day at most. If you're casual like me and you're going in and out of stores, you can probably use these for multiple days, maybe even multiple weeks. And I'm going to tell you what I've told you at the beginning of this video. If you don't wear them correctly, they're not effective at all. You need to make sure it's covering your nose, covering your mouth, and properly sealed. A lot of times when people put these on, they won't seal them tight. And you want to get that seal to just allow you to prevent breathing out nasty stuff and prevent you from breathing in nasty stuff. Overall, I think these are unnecessary for the majority of people watching this video, but there are going to be a few people who are in the healthcare industry that encounter lots of people on a regular basis and who are going to be extremely high risk, whether that's because you're obese, whether you have previously existing health issues, whatever it may be. If you have a high risk and you have high amount of exposure to random people, I would suggest getting one of these. But overall, I think the majority of you, myself included, are going to be just 100% fine with the mask and the filter. And then I think there's many of you who are going to be working outside on a regular basis. You don't encounter many people, and you just need something to cover your face when you do go through the drive-thru, when you do pop into a store. And I think doubling up these neck gaiters is going to be sufficient. Again, the idea is to double them up rather than just to use them as single ply. And overall, if you're picking neck gaiters, the SA fishing ones, personally, I believe to be better than these nice stretchy ones. Although these nice stretchy ones are nice in general, I think in terms of protection, you're better off with the SA fishing neck gaiters. Now listen, if you came this far in the video, I want your comments down below. I want to know what you're using for a face shield, neck gaiter, face mask, facial covering, whatever. Drop it in the comments below. I'm curious. I want to know what you're using and your reason for using it. If you came this far in the video, do me a favor as well. Give this video a like. Hit that subscribe button. As usual, thank you for watching, and don't save anything for the trip back. The No Fate 24/7 channel may seem like a potpourri of review videos, but I simply cover my tricks, trips, and tribulations as I help you be great parents to your kids and still accomplish your own personal goals.